Hello and welcome to my spooky house speed build. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny. And what I did is I took a house in Windenburg. This is a house called Rustic Residence, and it's sort of a small starter home, and I decided to remodel it and make it into a spooky house. It's not really a haunted house because there's not a ghost there, but it is a spooky house, Halloween themed. I used the spooky stuff pack and base game stuff only. I'm pretty sure that's all that's in this. And first thing I did was went through and cleared out all the stuff that was in there and added a few extra lights so I could see what was going on. And then I started using the various wallpapers and flooring that came with the spooky stuff pack, which I really love this pack. I think it's adorable. Of course, I don't use it all year, but it's fun for this time of year, and there's some really cute stuff in it that I forgot about. It came out last year in 2015, I believe. So anyway, it's a really cute pack, and I love all the stuff in it. And so you can see that I'm just getting a general layout of the house. This is a really cute small house. I was going to do a makeover of the goth house, the house the goths live in, but it's so big, and this video would have been like an hour long, so I decided just to do a small starter house. But eventually I would like to do a makeover of the goth house. Not necessarily a Halloween house, but some sort of makeover I would like to do on it. That would be a good challenge. So if you want to download this house, you can. I'm uploading it to the gallery right after I finish editing this, and I'll call it Spooky House, but if you want to find it under my user ID on the Sims 4 gallery, I am SockBunny66. So you can see that I'm putting windows around, and the kitchen, I wish I would have moved the doorway. Hindsight being 2020, that arch being right there was sort of annoying because I couldn't get a window in exactly where I wanted in the kitchen, but you know, those are things you don't notice until later when you're editing it. So these curtains that I'm putting in all the rooms, I put the same curtains in, I just recolored them. They all come from the spooky stuff pack. You'll see that this is where I start, but I do end up making a little bit of changes. So I tried to go with a theme of using all black, red, orange, and purple. And I do love in The Sims 4 how we can choose things by color and also choose things by pack. You can select the base game or any packs that you want to. So I selected base game and spooky stuff pack for the different rooms in here. And I decided to go with a red and black theme for the kitchen, which I ended up really liking. But it was awkward to find a window that would go into that room. So another thing I love is when you move a window and you have curtains on it, it does move the curtains at the same time. So that is something that is really cool about The Sims 4. So you can see I put some spider webs and a gigantic creepy spider. I put that up. And in the kitchen, I put a picture that is not necessarily spooky. You're going to see it in a few minutes. It's a picture of Bob Pancake, and it's the most interesting sim in the world. And it's not necessarily spooky, but it came up and it made me laugh. And I was like, well, he is sort of creepy, Bob Pancake. I think he is anyway. So I figured I would go ahead and leave that in. You'll see me put it up in a second. But anyway, I ended up going with some skull lights in the kitchen, which I thought turned out pretty cute, which you will see right there. And I think the time I spent longest on this build, I did a lot outdoors. Oh, that was a gnome. In the kitchen, I just put down a gnome of the Grim Reaper. Anyway, the things I spent the most time on, there's the Bob Pancake picture. Creepy. So I spent a lot of time on outdoor decorating and also finding pictures to go on the walls. So that took me the most time, but you know, it wasn't too long. I would say this build took me about 45-50 minutes to do. So that's not too bad. Well, it's not even a build, it's a redecorate, really. I did not build this house, I redecorated it. I mean, I could have, like, you know, looked at the house, gotten the room measurements, built one from scratch, but, you know, why go to all that trouble when they have a really cute little house? These candles are actually new to the base game. They added them this month, October 2016, for the Day of the Dead celebration that they have going on. I love those candles so much. I love candles in the game anyway, I always have, so I think I will be using those a lot. And this is just a cute little dining room with a cute little table. I couldn't find a table that I liked better than that one. I wish it would have had like an orange stripe going across it instead of that purple, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And then I tried to find a rug for the kitchen, but I just couldn't find anything. And then I was like, well, it doesn't really make sense to have a big rug in the kitchen anyway. So the bedroom, I really struggled with what kind of decorations. You'll see that I am going to change my mind a whole bunch of times. I originally was going to put a clock on the bedside, but I ended up going with 2 lamps that I really like. And I was trying to put a clock in, but just couldn't find a place where I wanted it. But one of the things that sorting by color does is it makes me notice things that I might not otherwise notice, which one of the things it made me notice, which we'll see in a few minutes I'm going to put out, is the tragic clown painting. That is really creepy. If anything is creepy, that's creepy. And I had totally actually even forgotten it was in the game, but then you'll see in a little while, even though I was normally sorting for black, red, orange, and purple, I was getting so desperate for things to put in the house that I sorted by gray also, and that tragic clown picture came up, and I was like, oh yeah, that's really spooky, creepy, whatever, so I put that in the game. And here you can see I thought about changing the bathroom to be red and black, but first of all, the kitchen's already red and black, and second of all, I really love that wallpaper that I originally had in the bathroom, so I changed it back and just put a different shower in there. I really, really love that wallpaper. It's probably my favorite in that pack. And let's see, yeah, so the tragic clown, super creepy, so if you want to really freak your Sims out on Halloween, have the tragic clown come over. And if you haven't done that yet, I won't ruin the surprise for you, but just go interact with that painting and you'll see what happens. So here you can see I'm doing the bathroom, put little decorations up, put some rugs in the bathroom. And then we move to the living room, which I really like how the living room turned out. I did eventually, towards the end, I do put in the pumpkin carving station in the living room. And I was going to put a big TV in, but then it just didn't seem to fit with what I was trying to do. So there's not a TV, so if your Sim wants a TV, you'll have to add one. At the end, you will see that I do have some Sims in the house. I end up moving my Sim self and my 2 friends, Shannon and Tina, into the house. There's only 1 bedroom, but, you know, it's the Sims. It doesn't really matter. And they'll just have to fight over the bed. They can add on, and if I decided to play them, I'd have them add on to the house and add more bedrooms. But for the sake of this, I ended up adding this to my 10 generation challenge for Sims 4. So I actually have one of my Sims from that family come over and test the house with that the Sim self family that I move into the house. And let's see, oh, more spider webs going up into the dining room, and I put a big giant spider in the living room right over the couch. And I really, again, struggled with what to do as far as decor. In real life, when I'm playing the game, I tend to keep the houses pretty simple. So when I do these speed builds or speed redecorates, I tend to, as I say, tchotchke it up, add more tchotchkes or doodads or whatever you want to call them, knickknacks, to my houses. But in real life, when I play, I tend to keep my houses pretty simple. And let's see. Oh, now we're starting on the outdoors. I put that creepy black bird bath outside. And then, is this where I start finally doing the outdoors? Oh, and I found that big piece of armor. Also, I should have put that, the statue of the knight in shining armor, I guess you could call him. I should have put him in the house because that's sort of like something you would have in the haunted house. Also, something that I should have done, but I didn't think of it. Hindsight being 2020, I should have gone into show hidden objects, and I should have gotten some gravestones to put them in the backyard, but I didn't think of it. But if you have any gravestones that you want to put in this slot, you definitely can. Or just do the bb.show hidden objects and go find some gravestones and put them in yourself. But I wish I would have thought of that. Yeah, again, oh, there's the tragic clown picture. He ends up going in the hallway. And then I really just tried to find some gloomy pictures to put around the rest of the house, and lots of mirrors in the house for some reason. Ghostly houses like to have a lot of mirrors. And then, let's see, what else are we doing here? I recorded this like a week ago, so I don't even remember what I did on everything anyway. Yeah, like I said, I spent a lot of time trying to find decor. In the bedroom, I really struggled with what to do, and you'll see I changed my mind several times. But I think the house turned out cute. I like how it looks not spooky from the outside, but then when you go indoors, it's sort of a fun, spooky house, not a super creepy, scary, spooky house. And of course, there's room outdoors if you wanted to add a pool or you know, the water slide or anything like that. It's definitely, I don't know what the price is, but it definitely would be a cute starter house for a couple. Maybe if you have a if you're playing the Goth family and Cassandra wants to move out, or you know, whatever you want to do with this house, it would be fun. I definitely will put it in more of my neighborhoods. And I was thinking about my next idea, and I was thinking about making a Christmas lot. But sort of, I was thinking because in Florida, actually not too far from where I live, there's actually a Christmas place that's open 365 days a year. And I've never been in it, but I think it would be sort of fun to make a shop that's a Christmas shop. So I was thinking that that would be my next speed build slash remodel, that's the word I'm looking for. Oh, and those cypress trees I put in the backyard that I end up putting the three next to each other, those are called graveyard cypress, and they really remind me of the cypress trees from Sims 3 that are in the Goth mansion yard. And then I tried to find a roof that looks black, and even though they came up as black, they all looked still sort of gray to me. So, but at night they look sort of black, but that was the darkest one I could find. And then I put a black trim around just to make it even darker. And let's see, what else are we doing? Oh, I think this is where I start. Yeah, this is where I start doing the plants around the outside. And again, I normally don't put this many plants on my houses in real life, but I thought it would be cute to make it, since it's a rustic residence and it looks sort of like a little cottage, I thought it would be fun to just put a bunch of plants all around outside and make it look less threatening. Sort of less scary, more spooky, I guess, is what I was going for. So I went with the theme of like purple plants outdoors. I really like how it turned out, and I definitely could see myself playing with this. And again, if you want to download it from the gallery, you can download it at the gallery under Spooky House, or my ID is SockBunny66. And I have that pop up at the end of the video also in case you forget. And of course, you can follow me on the gallery because I do have quite a few new lots that I've done for my Ultimate Sim Challenge. I've built quite a few lots recently, and they're going to be going up in the next week or so. Probably, I would say next week, not this week, if you're watching this in real time. A lot of those buildings will start going up. For example, I built a spa, and what else? I've built a couple of pools, a bar, a park, a museum, so those will all be going up. Also a gym, so those will all be going up probably next week. And I think we're pretty much done. Oh yeah, I wanted to put the candy dish out. I like that candy dish even though it scares the Sims. They think it's funny, and also it fills their hunger. And then I put in those spooky paintings, portraits that change at night, so they look like normal people during the day, and then they look like werewolves at night. And that's a throwback from Sims 3, which I love. I love the spooky stuff that they have in the Sims 3 store for Sims 3, but also they have, you know, the Supernatural pack. But if you don't have the Supernatural pack, you can go to the Sims 3 store and download some stuff. And I was going to put a fence, but I couldn't find one that I liked, so that was the last thing that I did. So we're coming to the end of the video, so I hope that you enjoyed it. And again, you can download it. My gallery ID is SockBunny66. It's called Spooky House. Thank you so much for watching. And now we're going to go to the close-up shots. There's the tragic clown in the front hallway. And that nice big piece of armor that sort of looks sort of spooky. And then we're going to go into the dining room, and you can see that I had my Sims test out the house and make sure everything was working okay, which I like to do. And then we'll get another shot of the dining room with the awesome candles that I love so much, and the spooky candy dish off to the left. And there's different colors of that candy dish, different color variations. And there's the kitchen. It was hard to get good shots with the walls all the way up, all walls up, in such a tight space, so I had to have the walls down to get this shot. And there's the spooky bedroom. I really like how that turned out. Probably should have added more plants. Looking back, I think I should have added more plants to the house. And there's the spooky bathroom. Probably my favorite room in the whole house is that spooky bathroom. I just love those ghosts on the wall. They're adorable. And then we're going to go into the living room, a couple of shots there. I love the couch. I really love that bat rug. And you can see I did put the pumpkin carving station, which builds their handiness skill, I believe, or woodworking. I don't remember. Maybe handiness. There's some more candles. And you can see the scary portrait reflected in the mirror there. And then here's the last shot of the outside. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and like the video if you liked it. Thanks.